Welcome to our May AI Showcase. We're excited for you to join us. We'll chat a bit about some of our latest innovations, including time on our agentic interface, Ask Sigma. It's hard to believe that it's already been 3 years since the release of GPT 3.5 and the revolution that came with it. In that time, there have been lots of new technology promising us change in how we work. We'll be more productive, we'll work alongside AI programs. They said it'll fundamentally change how everyone works. And we're slowly seeing that shift. And there's no better illustration for how far Gen AI has come than looking at what ChatGPT can do. Instead of writing crude sentences and images being generated, AI can do amazing things like turn me into a Viking, creating a scene where I appear in the Nordic seas. And this is super cool. It opens up the imagination for where generative text and images will be in the next 3 years. And in cases like this, generative AI clearly works for you. You can trust the output because it's visual and it's immediate. You can see exactly what you're getting, whether it's transforming you into a Viking or even a cartoon character. Not only do you want a way to ask a question and get a response, you want to ask a question and trust that response. But trusting AI with data can be tricky. Most data companies' Gen AI products only provide a single number as an answer, without showing any of the underlying work or context. You need more context to know if you've got the answer right. And if you've seen our generative intelligence interface, Ask Sigma, you know that we show the work so you get the context. Trust is the difference between Gen AI and generative intelligence. This lets AI work with you instead of doing whatever for you. Let's pause and walk through Sigma's AI strategy. First, we remove all the back-end complexity so that you can plug Sigma into your AI engine. You pick your model provider and Sigma runs its AI right where your data and AI lives. This means as technology changes, you seamlessly adapt and adopt with no downtime. Next, we know that skills can be a barrier to working with data, but we also know that there's so much data being underutilized even if you have the skills. Sigma already makes it easy with our spreadsheet UI, but that doesn't always unlock data for everyone. We want to lower that barrier to entry even further so that you can use simple language to interact with data. Finally, you need to make everyone in your organization more productive, specifically productive with data. Sigma is building AI capabilities and agents that will help with everything from crafting formulas to building workbooks and applications, and we'll give you a little preview of what we're working on near the end of this showcase. Ultimately, that's how Sigma makes AI work with you. As part of this showcase, we know that some of you are totally new to Ask Sigma, so we thought we'd quickly reintroduce our generative intelligence interface, Ask Sigma. Ask Sigma is a series of AI agents that accelerates your analysis. It can help you learn new skills or even break down the steps to answer a question. Most of all, Ask Sigma lets you discover new data and build insights with you. We built Ask Sigma differently than all other BI platforms out there. We will never ask you to blindly trust AI results. Instead, we'll show you every step our agents took to answer the question and give you total control to edit any step of that agent's analysis. Let me show you how it works. We can ask a question, simple or complex, and our agents get right to work. The agents find the data source. As you can see, it picks the data that it thinks is best, and it starts running the analysis. We can explore the other possible data sets and potentially choose a totally different route. But for this one, we'll stick with it. From there, Sigma pops us to the result, and like any good data analyst, Ask Sigma not only gives us an answer, but actually shows its work. Here I can see the agents that group the data, built the calculations, and provided me with a summary. If I want, I can update the steps. And this highlights our generative intelligence capabilities, seeing that chain of thought and being able to iterate within each step. Back to the analysis. We can see that the agents gave me some suggested outputs. I can also interact with the outputs, and Ask Sigma will give me new suggestions. What I love about Ask Sigma is that you can see the work, you can take control of the work, and you can discover new data and insights. And when you are done exploring, you can bring it directly into a Sigma workbook for additional deeper analysis, all in a few strokes on the keyboard. So if you're new to Ask Sigma, you can see why we're so excited about what Ask Sigma can do. And this is already available to all of our customers today. But we're not here to just do an overview of Ask Sigma. We're here to highlight big improvements to this part of our product. And the first update is behind the scenes. In our early iterations of Ask Sigma, it was built on top of OpenAI and Azure OpenAI. Today, we are announcing that Ask Sigma can also run on top of two large data and AI platforms, Snowflake and Databricks. By adding Snowflake and Databricks, Sigma gives you the option to choose which AI platform you want to run your generative intelligence. This ensures that data never leaves your warehouse, which enhances security and governance because it lets you process AI queries using models available in your existing cloud data platform. For those interacting with the interface, they won't notice anything different. But if you're a data leader and you've strategically invested in a data platform, you can now keep everything together, your data and AI. Now we have one more enhancement to Ask Sigma to share. And for that, I'm gonna bring in Zalek, one of our product managers. Oh! Zalek, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Luke. Can we do that AI thing where we transform into Dragon Ball Z characters or something?
You do know that happens in post-production?
What about Muppet?
I honestly think that'll be distracting, but sure, why not?
Sweet.
All right, back to the show, I guess, as Muppets. You've been in a number of our product launches over the last year, and you delivered a number of goodies. What do you got for us today?
I'm excited to walk through some of the latest features in our Embed Analytics product, starting with Ask Sigma in Embed. This means that you can bring AI directly to your customers right inside your product. This is a game changer for anyone who needs to give more opportunities for ad hoc analysis to different audiences, but want to do it in a way that is not as intimidating as navigating complex dashboard or building analysis on top of a spreadsheet. Rather, they can just use a simple natural language. Let me show you how this works. This is a SaaS application with Ask Sigma embedded inside. Notice the new Ask Sigma icon on the top navigation bar? When a user clicks this, they're presented with a simple interface where they can ask questions about the data. Let's say a user wants to know, what are our most profitable stores? They just type the question and Ask Sigma gets to work. First, Ask Sigma identifies the relevant data sources. It shows the user which table it's using and why. Next, it breaks down exactly what it's doing, grouping the data by store name, calculating total profit, and filtering for the top stores. Finally, it presents the answer as charts along with additional visualizations, giving the user multiple ways to understand the data. What's powerful is that users can see exactly how the answer was derived. If they want to modify something, maybe they want to drill down deeper and find out what product types are driving the profitability. They can edit any step of the process. All of this happens within the Embed dashboard, within your company's branding and design, creating a seamless experience for your customers. In just a few clicks on your site, you've delivered a differentiated generative intelligence experience that leverages agents to your customers.
That was a great demo, and obviously it's one of our top requested features.
Yeah, Sigma has always been the product that was built for the business user. We always want to make the data and insights accessible to all users, regardless of their skill level. And with AI, we're taking this idea just a little bit further.
At Sigma, we're building a UI layer for your AI strategy. It provides a framework that you can scale your AI confidently, and it aligns with your governance requirements. And of course, it's going to always adapt to your organization's and the industry's fast-moving needs in this landscape.
Speaking of new tricks, I hear one of our customers, Dutch Pet, has been teaching their team some impressive data tricks with Ask Sigma.
That's right. Let's check out how Dutch Pet is using Ask Sigma to transform their business.
Dutch Pet is bringing accessible vet care to people.
The cost of care, it's crazy expensive. And I knew that I could build something that's much cheaper, more affordable for people. There are very few vets today, so there's a massive vet shortage. And so we're constantly thinking, how do we maximize veterinarian time?
Vets, they get into the business so they can take care of pets. They don't want to be spending their time on administrative tasks.
I think vet efficiency and vet optimization for sure is something that Ask Sigma could help us with.
Ask Sigma is basically your way to ask your own data questions.
Ask Sigma is a natural language interface to ask questions of your data. Because Sigma's goal with Ask Sigma is to make it extremely transparent and accessible, it shows the steps that it takes to answer your question.
I almost have like a personal data analyst at my side. I used Ask Sigma to ask a question. It broke down my question into the fields that one would create to create the query. I think by breaking it down, it builds trust, crystallizes what I'm asking for.
I get to focus on the analysis, I get to focus on the big picture thinking and the questions.
At Sigma, we're a dog-friendly office. Dogs are part of the team. So seeing Dutch Pet using our platform to improve pet care with data is more than just business for us. That's what it looks like when data meets purpose.
Ask Sigma can find holes that we have in our vet telemedicine that we can't uncover ourselves, as it has full understanding of our data. And that would in turn, of course, help get pets the treatment that they need in the end.
It was really cool to see how Dutch Pet is using Ask Sigma to sniff out insights. Unforgettably the best in show.
Anymore.
Yeah, they really unleashed the power of data.
Oh, that was a good one. I guess that deserves a round of applause. But let's pivot from AI and cover what's new in embedded analytics. Zalek, you're the product manager for this part in Sigma, so why don't I pass it over to you?
Of course. So more and more teams are using Sigma, not just for internal reporting, but to deliver data experiences directly to customers. Whether you're a SaaS company differentiating your product or a retail chain sharing inventory through an internal build portal, Sigma's embedded analytics lets you easily build interactive data experiences right inside your own application.
I love this. Embedded applications, internal or external, there's sort of this new two-way communication.
Exactly, and that's why we are calling them data applications. Writeback takes embedded analytics from just passive viewing to active collaboration. Before, embedded dashboards were very limited. Customers could only view or filter data. Now they can add, edit, or update information directly within the product. Customers enter data directly in an app, which immediately updates your cloud data warehouse and connected systems, all secured and governed exactly as you need. Let me show you how. You can see a Sigma embedded dashboard within a customer's product. The user of this product can view their data with full governance, so they can only see what they're supposed to. With embedded writeback, users can invoke actions like clicking Create New Forecast, which prompts the users to enter required information. Using a spreadsheet interface, users can write data securely to the warehouse. The changes are committed real-time to the warehouse and can be live queried with existing data. Sigma automatically creates a change log of the edits, providing an end-to-end audit trail. We can even tailor unique experiences based on a user's role to trigger approval workflows to relevant stakeholders. Conditional editing, writeback, actions workflow, row-level security, and embedding come together to make up the foundations for data apps that customers can now embed in their own products. With Ask Sigma now available in Embeds and the power of Writeback, we are making difficult things possible with embedded analytics. And the best part, it will look and feel just like your own product. Your users won't even know it's Sigma powering the experiences behind the scene. This means you can offer a truly differentiated white label product experience with interactive governed analytics and full control over the user interface. This gives you the ability for your customers to get contextual answers directly within your product where it matters the most.
That's really sick.
I'm glad you liked it. Now, can we do some more cool AI stuff?
Sure, we've got one more feature that's certainly AI related.
Let me guess. Does Sigma give you an ability to create a podcast about your insights?
Sorry, Zalek. When it comes to Sigma in our product, we're trying to design practical uses for AI, not create something that sounds cool, but is ultimately impractical. I'm pretty sure the very last thing that someone wants to do is listen to a podcast about a dashboard on their way to work. Besides, the dashboard should be able to convey insights in a fraction of that time if it's done right.
That's a great point. So what's the AI-related feature?
Something we're calling data science apps. For customers using Databricks, data science apps brings Python into Sigma's workbooks. This feature is not yet available, but it's coming soon. And data science apps gives our more technical users of Sigma, those who write Python code, the flexibility to build in a Sigma workbook, which means they can do complex analysis where Python is required, but then switch over to Sigma where more interactive work is required. And when you combine this with our live edit feature, it means individuals of different skills can work together directly in Sigma. So you get Python, spreadsheets, SQL, natural language. It's many methods at once. And this capability gives our more technical users the ability to interact with APIs in both directions. This gives teams the ability to push data directly to other systems from your data apps, continuing workflows from Sigma into other systems. The possibilities are endless. You could incorporate machine learning predictions into operational applications like a churn prediction model, or if you're in the insurance industry, you could apply and update risk models based on new factors. Or if you're in supply chain, actually, let me show you.
Imagine you're a retailer or an e-commerce company suddenly faced with dramatic changes in pricing due to changes in economic policy, and you need to reprice a batch of products to preserve or grow revenue, but every decision has trade-offs. With this data app, a business user can select a category of products to analyze, then input product-specific elasticity assumptions based on market or historical data. You'll notice we're entering this directly into an input table, which saves these inputs into our cloud data warehouse. Next, we need to set a target revenue increase we're trying to forecast. With a single click, we can run the machine learning model directly in Sigma with these new inputs. Behind the scenes, this workbook contains Python code that processes the elasticity inputs, applies a sophisticated pricing algorithm, calculates optimal price points to achieve our target revenue, and then visualizes the expected impact on sales volume and revenue. That's so much stuff going on behind the scenes. This model instantly generates our optimal pricing strategy. And I can see things like the recommended price adjustment for each product or the changes in quantity sold. This also allows me to look at things like expected revenue impact by product and our overall revenue forecast. What's powerful here is that we didn't need to ask a data scientist to run this model separately.
For the data science team, they're no longer iterating between models and output through disconnected channels. Instead, they can focus on improving models where business users self-serve it. And for business users, there's no need to understand Python code. They simply interact with a familiar Sigma interface, leveraging the full power of their data science team.
I love this. And when this is available, it will be available for our customers using embedded analytics as well. Can we do one more AI edit? Like maybe turning into Legos this time.
So I got a better idea. How about I turn you into Stipo, our product manager for data applications?
How did I get here?
So I just used AI to teleport Zalek off screen because he kept asking to be like AI characters.
I mean, I guess that could be useful if he was making a lot of mistakes.
On to our last capability of this product showcase, the file column type, and you're the product manager for it. So I'm wondering if you could share with everyone a little bit about this feature.
It broadens the type of data that users can work with in their everyday processes. Specifically, it lets users upload files directly into input tables, whether that's CSV files, images, documents, or other file types.
And what does this feature unlock for users and builders of Sigma's data apps?
It addresses a common need we hear from customers when building data apps, connecting unstructured content with structured data, and allows them to build more types of use cases. So for example, think about the sales team that needs to attach contract documents alongside deal data, or marketing teams that want to include creative assets with campaign metrics, or operations teams that need equipment specifications alongside performance data.
So this eliminates the need to jump between systems to access different types of information?
Exactly. Data apps is all about consolidation. It brings everything together in one place, creating a more complete picture for decision-making. Let me show you how it works. This demo walks us through an expense management data app in Sigma. This is where employees track and submit expenses in one streamlined workflow. Right away, you'll notice something new, the receipt column. This is powered by Sigma's new file column type, purpose-built to bring files directly into your data workflows. You're no longer limited to just numbers and text. With file columns, you can attach PDFs, images, CSVs, even animated GIFs right alongside your data. Let's add a new expense. I'll select a date, enter the vendor, input the amount, choose the category, and add my receipts. Once submitted, the expense is logged with the receipts attached and everything stored securely in your governed environment. Files become a natural part of your data. You'll notice I forgot to attach a receipt in a previous expense. Let me do that in line. I can use a file picker to quickly select the file and attach it. Now I can hit submit my expenses for approval. This functionality builds upon Sigma's one and only input table capability and doubles down on unlocking a whole new world that's no longer just BI. Sigma goes beyond BI, and it's designed to streamline your entire workflow with one integrated environment. Sigma truly breaks through all the boundaries of traditional BI, bringing your data together in one actionable place.
All right, we're almost done here, but before we wrap things up, I want to show you something straight from the labs. As mentioned, Sigma is building AI capabilities that are going to make teams more productive. There is no doubt that the future of data goes beyond business intelligence, and that's why we are so excited about data apps. But applications take time to build. We want to make that easier, and we want to do it using AI. Knowing this, we want to show you our AI data apps capabilities we're building. Remember, this is a work in progress, but we want to show you where we are going. So let's dive in.
We're now in a new look of Sigma. Remember, this is experimental. I'm going to show you how we can build a Sigma data app in under a minute using natural language. You're going to love it. On the left, you will see an area for a prompt and some additional suggestions. And on the right, we have this blank screen where we're going to build the app. You'll see we've started a prompt and we can finish it up right here. I'm going to build a basic net promoter app. It's very straightforward for now. It's just going to collect a score between 1 and 10, an email, and any comments. Now Sigma is going to build a basic application. And the output you'll see is an area with a menu. There's not much there yet. And on the right, we have an empty input table, including the column we described. Before we dive into the app, let's add a basic summary of the results. Now Sigma is going to add that tab for the summary. And if you look at the navigation bar, you'll see there is a new navigation to summary. Now we're going to take a look at the output from Ask Sigma. And what you'll notice is that I've loaded some data into the app. Let's go check out the summary and you'll see this basic distribution of scores, which is exactly the summary we asked for in the prompt. Now let's go back and add some data. I can click the button. It opens a modal. And I'll score myself a 9 because this app is pretty basic. I'll add an email. And let's also just say, I did a great job. And we can submit. Perfect. Now we see the data. Let's go see if the 9 shows up in the summary. Sure enough, there it is. Now this app was pretty simple and it started with no pre-existing data. Well, let's start over and do exactly that. Use some pre-existing data. This time, let's pretend I run an online electronics retailer. I want to compare the quantity that the customer ordered to the actual shipped because we know things don't always line up. Let's attach a data set, and then we're going to send this request to Sigma. So we see Sigma going to work. And
Now we see a similar navigation section on the left, but this time we see that on the right, we have a pre-loaded table with some data, and we can add some interactivity. Let's do this. When I click on a SKU, I want to open up a form where I can actually update the actual shipped value. If you look carefully, you're going to see this tab added, and we'll try it out in a minute. Let's also add a summary that shows the difference between the items sold and the items shipped. Now let's open it up. I've done a little edit me magic by adding a few orders already. This allows us to actually, again, see some of the data that's going to show up. The beauty of all this is that you can chat to build, but you can also go back to your old habits and build how you used to in Sigma. Here, I'm going to add a quick change calculation. I could have done this in the prompt, but again, old habits. Now let's go to an order and select a SKU. Let's update that order. Let's say that we were unable to ship this, so it was out of stock. So we're going to set the value to 0 and just type out of stock. And once we submit, we can see just like that, we've updated the app. And this output is reflected in the summary. Now I gave you two very straightforward apps. By the time it gets into your hands, it'll be far more robust. But what you can see is truly amazing, and it's going to be fun. And by fun, I mean time-saving. So we've covered a lot today, from the powerful enhancements to Ask Sigma, like embedding generative intelligence directly into your products, to the admin insights that help you optimize your AI adoption across teams, and we've added the flexibility of Snowflake and Databricks integrations.
Hold on. Did you just say more AI? Did I miss another transformation?
Welcome back, Zalek. Sigma is still giving everyone something even better. True, actionable, and trustworthy insights right within your workflows. Plus, we unveiled our data science apps, bringing Python directly into Sigma for seamless collaboration between technical and business teams.
Exactly. With these features, users have everything they need. Documents, images, Python analytics, structured data, all unified in one place for better decision-making.
I love it. But can we do one last cool AI transition before we go? How about turning all of us into superheroes?
All right, one final transformation.
Now this is how we close the showcase.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks everyone for joining us at our May AI Showcase. We can't wait to see how you'll use these new capabilities to unlock even more value from your data.
And if you do come up with that AI podcast about dashboards, I'm still subscribing.
On that note, we'll see everyone next time.